Everybody. This is Angelique Tsong from Let Love Come to You with one of the women that I really adore and admire, Claire Brummell. And she is a feminine masculine polarity coach and mentor. And we just wrapped up an interview about the topic, the power of polarity in intimate relationships. Claire, if people don't know what polarity is in intimate relationships, can you give them a crash course right now? The sales pitch, the elevator pitch for polarity.
Okay, the crash course in polarity within relationships is understanding that at our core, most people tend either towards the masculine or towards the feminine. And having polarity in relationships is all about understanding that you need to get, in order to have polarity, you need to have a strong feminine energy and a strong masculine energy. Because when you have those equal and opposite energies present, you have that sense of attraction between them. If you have two masculine energies, they will repel each other. If you have two feminine energies, they'll repel each other. If you have two energies that are kind of neutral, neither really masculine or feminine, they won't repel, they won't attract, but they'll just sort of end up sitting in the same space. Polarity within a relationship is all about understanding that having a strong masculine and a strong feminine will create that spark of attraction, that real magnetic pull towards each other.
And I know that I was like bombarding you with thousands of questions. So can you give the viewer or the listener a bit of an overview of what they can learn from our 1 hour conversation?
Wow.
A summary, bullet points.
In a few words. Well, obviously, I go into far more detail about what is polarity within relationships. We look at what femininity is all about and how a woman can really connect with the feminine inside her while retaining her feeling of power, because femininity is really powerful, but not many people understand that. We look at how it can affect things within an intimate relationship and some of the challenges that people have within intimate relationships, creating this sense of polarity. And we also look at the way that life has kind of guided a lot of women to become more masculine without even necessarily knowing it, without understanding what it means, and therefore not recognizing that it's something that's absolutely within their ability to do something about, and that by reconnecting with the feminine, they can feel so much more happy and fulfilled.
Yeah, because the starting point was that both of us, coming from a corporate setting, we were investigating this topic because there was something missing, right? And so there was specifically, measured by the standards of what we call societal success and maybe a patriarchal system. A lot of women that we know and that, we identified ourselves with had all the success in the world, but there was something missing in our intimate relationships, and there was something missing regarding, the type of men that we might be attracted to or that we wanted to control or dominate or whatever it was we were doing. So can you say a little bit about, the women who might be new to this or who might be curious in this topic? What are the biggest mistakes that they can make in intimate relationships so that there might be, and how can they recognize it in their life? Let's say I don't know anything about this topic. I just, by accident am watching this interview, but I'm curious. So how do I know that I'm doing something wrong? How do I actually know? Can you give us a bit of insight? What are the signposts, the red flags?
Yeah, and I'm always a bit reluctant to use the terms right and wrong, because it can put such labels on things. But I think that there are several things that people sometimes do which can have an effect that maybe isn't as helpful. One great example for women within relationships is where they recognise that there's a problem and they decide that they're going to fix it. It's a quite masculine thing to do. We all know men who want to fix the problem. And actually, by going in and trying to fix the problem, you're actually stepping into a very masculine space.
Yes.
One other thing that women tend to do is they try and fix their man.
Oh, yes.
It's all their fault. It's your fault. You should have done this, or he didn't say this, or he didn't. They're focusing so much on what's happening out there, whether that's they're single, and they're focusing on what isn't showing up or what is showing up that they really don't want. Or they're in a relationship and the way that their partner is behaving, they're focusing on that, what he's doing or he's not doing.
Yeah.
The main thing we want to be focusing on is the thing that we have the control over, which is us. And how we show up and how we present and what we do, the way that we do it, and the sort of person that we are being every single day will have an effect on all those things. And it's about doing it for the right reasons, about coming from the space of I'm doing this for me because this is going to make me feel fantastic. I'm going to feel happy, I'm going to feel fulfilled. Not doing it with the intent to manipulate somebody else, but just understanding that by showing up in a new way, new things are going to start showing up for you in return.
So no, I think, just the things that you were talking about, fixing the relationship, fixing the man,
Trying to keep
focusing
control.
on the man.
Let's keep control of it all. Because if I let control, something bad might happen.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here to let you know that if you try and keep control, something bad might happen too. I'm speaking from personal experience. Knowing that actually trying to keep control and trying to make sure that you're on top of everything, again, it's a very masculine space. There's a lot of tension and contraction within that. Actually, when we relax and we drop into the feminine and we go with the flow and we allow things to be, things really do start happening in a whole new way that's really quite special.
Yeah, and there's some kind of magic behind it, and I've seen it, in my own life. I've seen it in women that I work with, but I'm now have the pleasure of seeing the way that you work with your clients, and it's just absolutely wonderful to have it confirmed that actually there's so much power in actually understanding we don't have to control the men that we love. We don't have to control the men that we're attracted to. We just have to be more clear about what we want to be, who we want to be, and what we're worthy of, and then let the men, be inspired to actually recognize that in us. And and if we actually have to control men to take note of who we are, then there's something wrong already there. And actually, in all experience, and this is one of the things that came out of the interview, is that almost magically, when women make these shifts inside, that different things start showing up in their life, and not just in their intimate relationships. It's in their career, it's in the risks that they take regarding pursuing their dreams, and it's also the outer world responding to their true belief and faith and who they really are. And I think what was also very insightful in your interview was that masculine feminine is not about prescribing some kind of what is it, one size fits all type of cookie cutter approach. It is very much about actually being more unique to being unique, being yourself, and very much about being the truth of who you are, whether it is about I'm feeling vulnerable, or I'm feeling out of my depth here, and actually expressing that. And so it was a very, very, I think, a very fun interview, but nevertheless with a lot of learning points from all the mistakes that you and I and all the other clients that we're working with have made and are making. And
the beauty is that we're real women. And the reason that I'm in this space now is because I've made all those mistakes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I know the pain and I know the path that can take you down. And I'm here to try and help women to understand how to shortcut it, how to avoid some of those mistakes, and how to embrace the sort of life that I'm living now, rather than waiting until they've gone through those experiences themselves.
Yeah. And also what I want to clarify is that, there might be some corporate women out there looking at you. For instance, they work in banking or they work in the city as a lawyer, and they might say, oh yeah, I'm going to show up in a pink dress and a flower in my hair and look, create some havoc. So I think what you were also clarifying is that masculinity is almost like a toolkit box. If you're a career woman, if you have to make, tough decisions, or if you are building a company, it doesn't mean that, you throw away all the strengths of the masculine. There are ways that we can work with, both sides that reside within us. And so that was also one of the things that our interview clarified. And
And
so,
understanding that there are actually what we've been missing for so many years is that there are a lot of amazing feminine traits which can help you in business as well.
oh
And it's finding
yes,
the balance and the complement of the two. That's when the success you'll experience is going to be in a whole new league, because it's
yeah,
about getting the blend, getting the balance which is right for us. And when we're operating from that place which is right for us, it'll have an effect in the other areas of our lives as well.
yes, yes. No, Claire, I think, is there one more thing that you would like to invite? Let's say men. Men are listening to this and they're thinking, why do I keep attracting, women that are actually even more masculine than I am? What would you say to them? I mean, because we're so focused on women, and I really want to put you on the spot here and say, what can men learn from this interview?
I think the thing is also about it's exactly the same thing for men as it is for women. The poles just reverse. So
Yes.
it's about really getting back in touch with who are you inside. Are you really a masculine man? And if you are, step up and own that, because when you step up and own that, one, you'll attract in some of the most amazing feminine women, but two, what you will actually do is you will see a shift in the women around you. A lot of women, they step into this place of control and desire to hang on to things and be masculine and fix things, because they're afraid. Because they're afraid that actually they can't really rely on the guy to do it, because he's been in maybe a feminine space, or she just doesn't trust him in that way. If you can really own that and step into that in a really heartfelt masculine way, heart-centered masculine way, then you'll see amazing things happening in her and in your relationship. And if you're a single man, you'll see amazing things showing up in the women that you're attracting in. So it's about, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman, it's about stepping into and owning who you are and showing up in that way, because that's when the world will respond in a whole new way to you.
Claire, I really want to thank you because I learned a lot. I enjoyed our conversation because it mirrored to me, I think, the journey that all of us are making. And somehow I do feel that you are a pioneer, and I really want to thank you, and I'm so honored to have you in my network of friends. I can just be part of your programs and just call you, Skype you, or whatever, and actually introduce you to a broader audience, so that more people know about your work. So thank you also for showing up with the flower. I love it.
Thank you, and thank you for helping me to share the work that I'm
Yes.
doing. I'm passionate about it, and it's always so lovely to hear that other people are passionate about it too. So thank you, and thank you to everyone who's watching for taking the time to share with us today.
Yes. I invite you to just sign up for the summit, to listen to the interview with Claire when it airs, and to also look at the special offer that she has for the Tele Summit. Yes. Thank you, Claire. I know that you will have a busy day and that you're leaving for the US tomorrow.
I
So
am.
it's a very busy schedule. So I'm going to let you go now, and we'll speak soon again. Okay? Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye.